Is it okay to calm down before the rule of three? People ask me that question all the time. I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I teach all about parenting, good communication, and how to build strong family relationships through the principle self-government. And in this video, we're going to be talking about calming down and what the rule of three has to do with that. In this video, we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about the rule of three and talking about calming down and having a calm down spot as well, and the best practices for helping your child get calm when they want to. So there is a difference if a person wants to calm down or if they don't want to calm down. If a person doesn't want to calm down, a calm down spot or a trigger spot can be helpful when they're younger. But when they're older, it's not going to be as helpful. In fact, oftentimes, if you've seen my other video, how to use a calm down spot, you will recognize that I only use a calm down spot regularly for children ages like 6 and under. Because usually once they hit about age 7, they want to be disconnected from people and they start using the calm down spot more like a timeout and as a means of disconnection instead of as a trigger spot to focus on their own calmness. However, I did find out years ago when I was doing therapeutic treatment care for foster children, and they were all teens between the ages of 12 and 18, that there were some times when having a calm down spot could be very beneficial before a person gets the opportunity to do something that I call the rule of three, which helps them get to a place of being in control and being calm. It's important to understand that a person has to be in the front brain to solve a problem well. So when you are in midbrain, this is the emotional part of your brain, the amygdala part of your brain, you only have about 40% ability to solve your problems. Some of your brain is not able to engage in solving the problem well because you're not having front brain activity. The further back you go in your brain, like if you get to fight or flight part of your brain, you only have maybe 10% ability to actually solve your problem. We want to keep a person in front brain. This is why calmness is so vital to problem solving. So because I understand that, I know that I'm not going to focus on solving a problem with my child until we first point ourselves to calmness. So once we get to calmness, then we talk about the problem and what we can do to solve the problem. So let's say I already brought a problem up to my child and then they start to go away from calmness. I'm going to stop addressing the problem, get everybody back to calmness, and then we'll go back to addressing the problem again. That is how important calmness is in helping a person learn to self-assess so that they can learn cause and effect better and better self-govern. So because that is one of my cardinal rules of self-government, I'm going to make sure that everybody gets all of the opportunities possible to learn how to calm down. It is a skill that you have to learn. How do I get calm? What is it that I'm thinking that makes me not calm? What type of breathing could benefit me if I'm wanting to get calm? So deep breathing is the number one thing that a person can do to get calm because it helps them disengage that midbrain and start engaging front brain. If you start thinking, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. So you automatically are going to breathe because you have to stay alive. But if you just start focusing your attention on the breathing, it takes you to front brain. So this is the beauty of having a calm down spot that you can go to again and again. This is now a place that reminds you to be calm, and you can do breathing that reminds you to be calm. Now you can, boom, get ready to be calm. So let's talk about the rule of three. In case you're new to teaching self-government and to this channel and you don't know what the rule of three is, the rule of three is a skill set that I use with my children. I do 3 things 3 times, and this helps engage the prefrontal cortex, keeps me calm and them calm at the same time so that they can get to that place of calmness so proper teaching or instructing can happen. Now, I want to talk more about this rule of three and how to use a calm down spot in connection with the rule of three. But first, click subscribe. This channel is dedicated to helping you and your family find more unity and success through good parenting, good interactions, and the principle of self-government. Click subscribe now. So let's talk about that rule of three. So in the rule of three, I'm going to do a pre-teach, an instruction, and then a correction. And I'm going to do those things 3 times if necessary. So if a person chooses to be calm before I get all the way through the full rule of three, then they will do the steps to following an instruction. So the steps to following an instruction are they'll look at the person, keep a calm face, voice, and body, say okay or ask to disagree appropriately, do the task immediately, and then check back. If they can't or won't do all 5 of those things, then they still need me to carry on with the rule of 3. So, but if they do choose to do the rule of 3, on that first instruction, they actually earn no negative consequences for that rule of 3 interaction. However, once we get past the instruction and they don't do it and then I need to do a correction, then they would earn the first of the 3 negative consequences associated with the rule of 3. So there are 3 consequences that are really vital that they understand for the rule of 3, and they are geared toward a good character development and also helping the child get a lot of practice at following instructions if they do not follow instructions, which is why they got into this predicament in the first place. When a person does the rule of 3, they are choosing to be calm through the interactions. Now, normally when a person is going out of control, I just immediately start the rule of 3. However, if I have determined that that person needs just a little bit of time, and if they had a teeny bit of time to just pull back for just a second and think and breathe, that they could get calm, that is still self-government. That is still just as effective as using the rule of 3. And so what I will do is I will say to them, hey, how about that when it seems like you're going out of control, I say, it seems to me that you might be going out of control and we'll need to do the rule of 3. But before we do, I'm going to give you 5 minutes in a calm down place. Now, I would never do a calm down spot for an older child for more than 5 minutes. And this is because a person can calm themselves down in 5 minutes or less if they want to. Now that's the key thing. They have to want to. So I'm only using a calm down spot for older children if they want it to be effective for them. If they don't want it to be effective for them and they're going to go to the calm down spot and not be calm and yell belligerent things, then I'm just going to start the rule of 3, because that is going to engage the prefrontal cortex and they're going to earn those negative consequences quicker, which is what they need. And I am all about benefiting them. I am their advocate. I'm trying to help them see that they don't have to handle their problems in ways that are non-productive, but that they can do better and they can connect and get understood if they just come to a place of calmness. So, but if they want to calm down, they can do it in 5 minutes or less. So what I would do when I'm just starting a calm down place with my children, I would say, okay, we're going to do a calm down place when it seems like you're going out of control for 5 minutes. And then after you get really good at calming yourself down in 5 minutes, we'll move that to 3 minutes, then to 1 minute, then to no minutes. Because you can learn, it might take some practice and a little bit of time, but you can learn how to tell yourself to be calm right in the minute. As soon as somebody starts the rule of 3 or has any type of conversation with you where you're getting corrected. That is how I would use a calm down place in conjunction with the rule of 3. Now, after the person has their 3 minutes or their 5 minutes, then I'm going to go to them and say, okay, so our 5-minute timer has just gone up. It looks like you're doing pretty good at being calm. I'm going to go ahead and begin the rule of 3. But remember, if you follow the first instruction, you don't earn any negative consequences for going out of control. It's only if you don't follow that first instruction that then we will start doing the corrections associated with the 3 consequences in the rule of 3. So here we go on the rule of 3. So now I'm going to start this dialogue where I do the 3 things the 3 times. Now, just so you know, with the rule of 3, when you start learning that from my website, which is teachingselfgovernment.com, and some of my courses there, like the TSG parenting course, what you will see is you will see that pre-teach in the rule of 3 is the most important part. So just a little tip there as you start learning the rule of 3. Calmness is important. We can't teach our children, correct our children without calmness. We've got to have calmness and they need to have calmness. So what is your calm down spot? Have you thought about that? Are there certain words that you say that make you start to get stressed or go out of control? Then you need a calm down spot too. No one is probably going to do the rule of 3 with you. You've got to parent yourself. Well, I would like to help you. I have a Calm Parenting Toolkit that I would like to give you for free. So the Calm Parenting Toolkit is a mini course that goes through 10 tools that you can use to help be calm when someone else isn't, and how to help them get calm without losing your calmness at the same time. In the description section below this video, there is a link that says teachselfgov.com/toolkit. If you click on that link, it will take you to the Calm Parenting Toolkit, and you can have it for free right now. So click on that link, get that course, get started on the road to self-government. It is the great first step at learning to self-govern you and find calmness for your family.